spirit of compassion to the forefront, baby. I am here outside. This is day, I'm gonna say 8. Here's my sign. Yes, my topic is bridging through the Christ consciousness. I am a New Age Third Testament shepherd and for Christ, okay? And my purpose is to help others to reconnect with source of creation, whatever you consider God, even if it's just you saying it's the universe or higher self, or just encouraging positive mindsets of compassion and acceptance of other people's difference in respect to your own. But in the process, I feel like I need to address or help bring awareness to certain mindsets that is keeping us as a human species and as a communities, whether it's LGBT or not, from operating together in harmony and in peace. To dismantle negative judgments and to undo the stigmas and traumas of religion or just of living. And we have to understand the duality of this existence, of this world, of God. Even if you probably say it's Satan or whatever, some people may do. That's why it's good to learn, like I said, research through Canon, doctrine, and non-Canon. And I think some people are just too lazy to adequately research things, but they want to cast judgment. And Jesus Christ, Yeshua, represents an example of how we should treat each other based on that differences, or just treat each other in respect to the next person. To learn and to enlighten oneself in the spirit and interpretation of this existence through multiple avenues of expression, through multiple religions. He traveled around the world, well, the eastern part of the world, learning different forms of spiritual understanding. He meditates. He learned through the chakras, stones, you name it. He learned different methods. He adopted some of the teachings of Egyptian religion and belief system, teachings of Thoth, and he made it his own. That is because he saw the benefits of teaching enlightenment to the people, to empower anyone from any walk of life to find that self, to reclaim that power, and to know you have what it takes to heal yourself and to forgive yourself through the grace of God, through the grace of Christ, the Christ consciousness. So you can be a better person. To understand at every stage of your life, there's unconditional love for you. Because God is within you and around you. You are God. You're the kingdom. You need to have unconditional love for yourself and understand that throughout life, yes, you live, but you can also grow and elevate and reevaluate what's going on in your life. And I said that before in one of my other videos, but I have to reiterate that, continue to iterate that, because people think they have the right to use doctrines or any traditional laws to violate other people's natural born right, their natural process in living. And we all have a particular path we're taking with God. So it's just some things we just need to learn how to just back off and allow nature to run its course. And for ones who don't believe in a higher power, look at nature. We don't have the right to dictate another person how they're feeling. They know how they're feeling innately. They live in their body 24/7. so they know what they're feeling. But the thing of it is, you want to try to enforce certain social norms and religious norms to shape them into what they think they should be. When nature is telling them, Mother Gaia, Mother Earth, Father Nature, Mother Nature, is telling that person in particular who are they residing with, who they desire the most. It's not that a person is confused. They're not confused. They know who they are. Let them be. Live in their nature, because they deserve to. They deserve to go through the process. And then later on, they want to change. They have every right to. That's why I said in my other video yesterday, not to stand or live by a status quo or a title. You can respect and revere Christ without being Christian. You can adopt his ways into your life, because he adapted other forms of belief systems into his methods of teaching. So when he did present it to the world or to the people, he presented it from an angle where he can reach anyone of any religious background or belief. He was a nurture, compassionate person and allow people to act in their own volition, to follow him. This is why the New Testament, or just any form of higher thinking and elevation, is beneficial for society. In a sense, religion is beneficial to society as well, because it helps you to critical think, to self-reflect of thyself, to seek a better way of operating in this existence with the mindset of compassion and acceptance. It emboldens you and empowers you to stand in your whole truth, no matter how mucky or rash it is. Because let's face it, some individuals like to judge even God, saying that the evil acts that it was committed out of for the sake of God, like the deluge and the killings of innocent men, women, and children, the stuff that has happened in the past, throughout history, whether it's fabricated or not. We gotta understand the metaphors behind it. They're metaphors to that self. Because if you God and God is within you, you exemplify similar characteristics to the Old and New Testaments. You're wrathful, you're judgmental, you're unforgiving at times. Everyone have those type of tendencies. But the point of Christ and emphasis and focus on Christ is to help people elevate their consciousness, to accept others' differences even when you can't fathom it, or even when you don't understand it, to show unconditional love for yourself and for others in respects to the next person's differences. That's the benefit of religion. That's the benefits of going on your own individual spiritual journey and discovery. To empower yourself through knowledge, through gnosis. I can name a few of different non-canon and canon doctrines that help. Research is for yourself. You have to have a personal connection with source of creation, with God. So when someone try to use scriptures in a negative way to try to deter you from God, you have confidence and knowledge and know God still loves you. and that God deliberately made you differently on purpose. Can't help it. It's in your nature. Whether it's, like I said, temporary, permanent, long-term, short-term. God loves you at your stage of your life. It helps, encourages you to reevaluate yourself, like I said before. People like to demonize some of the methods of certain events that happen in the church. But they understand that God made that person different. It's just something they cannot help, a tick. But what we can do is help one another to internalize how they desire and to act in those desires or in those ways that is compassionate and that is non-threatening and in a way that you can take accountable for the ones you involve, if you involve anyone else, if that's what you're having questions on. I'm keeping it neutral as much as possible so people can come to those conclusions on their own, because God, Christ needs to, or your higher self needs to talk to you so you can heal from your trauma and stop projecting that trauma or those repressions onto others, because it's just not fair. We are all spiritual beings having a human experience. No one deserves to be forced or pressured or killed for being different. It's time to just redeem everyone and everything, religion including, to a more positive place. We know about the history, we know about all the terrible history of killing, but it's time to bring forth a new age where no one has to be wrongfully killed for being different. No one should be killed to fulfill a prophecy or because they're a different tribe. Why must we continually act from the ages of Old Testaments when it comes down to God told me to kill this people, or I'm killing these people because they're different? That's why the Christ is more relevant. The new age spirituality is needed. Why? The higher self mindset is emphasized in the world is to help elevate others, to heal from the traumas and to move past it, to realize the whole truth of thyself and to respect anyone and everyone's differences on how they choose to love and express themselves in respect to the next person. I'm hoping that this message will be received in positive light, positive vibrations. I know myself too, I'm not perfect. My music shows duality, but I do it deliberately. I feel like I've been divinely guided on both spectrums to bring awareness to social issues and to push for positive. Although my singing is on more on this positive spectrum, and I have a tendency and I feel more aligned to do the positive, just because I'm aware that I need to, the way I present things need to be more of a light, easier way of reaching people in a more considerably what is called a lenient way, and not so harsh, to minimize misunderstanding. But throughout history, we all understand that sometimes in order to get a message across, you have to be a little bit dark for people to understand it. Because some people are so engulfed in that type of spectrum of energy that the only way to reach them is through the darkness, the truth in the darkness. That's why I say truth in the darkness, because sometimes you got to reach them through the darkness. Sometimes you got to find the whole truth, or the other part, the missing truth, in the dark. It's not always in the light. And we work hand in hand to bring about a whole perspective of living in this existence. I can go on and on. Thank you guys for listening. You have a good day and night.